Hi everyone, these are the important questions. Do I need to go for chemotherapy? How many sessions of chemotherapy do I need? What about immunotherapy? What about surgery? What about CT scans? Well, join us on our Simply Healed program every Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. Singapore, Hong Kong and Philippine time. Our sessions are interactive, featuring a live Q&A with experts and doctors who will answer your questions in real time. You can type in your questions and get immediate, personalized responses. This is your chance to take control of your health. So take advantage of this informative and supportive experience. Visit our Facebook page and message us on Messenger to find out more. See you there this Thursday.
Boost your health today with Simply Nature Power Pack, a 5-day combo pack of Simply Nature PPARS for immune boosting and Simply Nature Cleansing Plus for effective detoxification. Experience this dynamic duo now. Available on Shopee, Lazada, and our website www.simplynature.asia and our office here in BGC. Grab yours today!
One reason why I recommended initially PPARS is because it can induce lung cancer cell death. The main reason why I tried PPARS liquid, and it did well for the patient. It helped with the tumors. The enlarged abdominopelvic lymph nodes were not detected. This was gone. So that was something that I was actually quite surprised. A 12-centimeter tumor disappearing.
Everybody turn to your neighbor and say, do more. Right? Don't just think there is no one product that will cure you of cancer. Okay, that is like it's like a scammer trying to sell you something. All right, it is a comprehensive approach. When you need surgery, do the surgery. Or prepare for the surgery so that you recover well, right? And then if you need to do chemotherapy, radiation therapy, do it. So this is where PPARS really comes in. It's a gene activator, so it's a signaling pathway. It switches on your pathways, your systems. Then the other nourishment that you take will be properly used. Is it easy to understand now?
Now let's not keep you waiting. We are now officially opening the AMA or Ask Me Anything portion.
So she has to take maybe just the capsule or the powder just to regulate blood sugar. And then undergo the surgery, and after the surgery, to aid in wound healing also and for recovery, she can continue the capsule.
I can safely say this, all LJ products are great. But if you have acute illnesses like cancer, then we are a world of a difference. Because if you want chlorella, take chlorella. Diba? If you want spirulina, take spirulina. When you take Simply Nature PPARS, you're taking our microalgae for its PPAR agonist.
We are always with you from start to finish.
Good day everyone, I am Beth. And today, kasama ko po si Ma'am Mavs to tell her cancer journey. So, hello Ma'am, good day po. Kamusta po kayo Ma'am?
Okay naman. Ngayon okay ako. Malakas.
So Ma'am, can you tell me something po kung sino po ang isang Mavs?
Ako po si Ma'am. Nanayagnose po ako ng cancer noong November 2023. Ang simula talaga ng aking nararamdaman noon ay sa ipin lang. And then, ayun, nakita na may cyst na, may bukol na ako sa gum. Pagkatapos, required naman ako for MRI. Lumabas sa aking result na mayroon nga naman akong osteosarcoma. And then, na-confirm nung nag-biopsy ako na ito ay adenoid cystic carcinoma. Which is, rare daw yun, sabi nila. May possibility siya na umakyat sa pataas at kumalat pa sa pababa ang liig. Nag-undergo ako ng operation, which is tinanggal yung kalahati ng nalagal ako. Kaya ganito ako magsalita.
Paano po ninyo na-meet or nakilala si Dr. Jansen and yung Simply Nature PPARS?
Kilala ko po si Dr. Jansen at na-meet ko po yung Simply PPARS. Dahil po nanonood ako sa Facebook, nung nag-take na ako ng Simply PPARS, talagang malakas po katawan ko. Simulan sa po, hindi ako sinipon, hindi ako nilagnat. As in, malakas ako. Talagang maraming na-amaze sa akin. Pumayat ako sa treatment ko, pero nakikita nila na malakas ako. Kaya pati yung mga team na radiology, ang sabi sa akin na maganda daw yung malat ko, hindi daw nasunog. Dahil yun sa simplificar. Kasi yun ang katuwang ko. Ako'y nagpapa-radiation. Sa umaga, radiation ako. And then sa gabi, nagtitik ako ng PPAR. Dati, ang required sa akin ay chemo at radiation. Pero nung nakita na on ko na nag-stay lang yung at walang kumalat kahit sa apart, hinakatawan ko, radiation na lang, na-required sa akin. Ayun, papasalamat talaga ako. At nakilala ko yung simplificar at Dr. Jansen. Malaking tulong talaga. Para hindi ako nagpapagod. Kilos ako ng kilos, ako naglilinis, ako nagluluto, at namamalinti pa ako mag-isa. Pero kilos pa rin ako ng kilos, para bigla akong maisip na, may uuupin ako na, may ganito ako, gano'n. Dati kasi may osteoarthritis na naman ako. Pero mula nung nag-testin ako, nawala lahat yung nararamdaman ko. Malakas ako at maganda yung tulog ko. Talagang pahagising mo sa umaga, wala ka nararamdaman na, masakit yung ganito ko, ganyan, di ba yung kapag nagkakaedad na tayo, masakit yung tuhod, masakit. Ako asin wala parang fresh, parang bumata ang pakiramdam ko. At marami nagsabi, mas naging blooming lang ako ngayon. Ayun yan sa pagsisim ko na simplificar. Ako po, si Ma'am, nanayagnos ako na adenoid cystic carcinoma. After ko maupirahan, nag-take ako ng Simply Nature-inc at noon po ako lumakas. Napabilis ang aking paggaling. Hilos ako ng hilos. Nakakalimutan ko na may sakit pala ako o naoperahan ako. Kaya sa simplificar, lumakas ang katawan ko at napabilis yung paggaling ko. And I trust Simply Nature.
Hi everyone, these are the important questions. Do I need to go for chemotherapy? How many sessions of chemotherapy do I need? What about immunotherapy? What about surgery? What about CT scans? Well, join us on our Simply Healed program every Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. Singapore, Hong Kong and Philippine time. Our sessions are interactive, featuring a live Q&A with experts and doctors who will answer your questions in real time. You can type in your questions and get immediate, personalized responses. This is your chance to take control of your health. So take advantage of this informative and supportive experience. Visit our Facebook page and message us on Messenger to find out more. See you there this Thursday.
Boost your health today with Simply Nature Power Pack, a 5-day combo pack of Simply Nature PPARS for immune boosting and Simply Nature Cleansing Plus for effective detoxification. Experience this dynamic duo now. Available on Shopee, Lazada, and our website www.simplynature.asia and our office here in BGC. Grab yours today!
One reason why I recommended initially PPARS is because it can induce lung cancer cell death. The main reason why I tried PPARS liquid, and it did well for the patient. It helped with the tumors. The enlarged abdominopelvic lymph nodes were not detected. This was gone. So that was something that I was actually quite surprised. A 12-centimeter tumor disappearing.
Everybody turn to your neighbor and say, do more. Right? Don't just think there is no one product that will cure you of cancer. Okay, that is like it's like a scammer trying to sell you something. All right, it is a comprehensive approach. When you need surgery, do the surgery. Or prepare for the surgery so that you recover well, right? And then if you need to do chemotherapy, radiation therapy, do it. So this is where PPARS really comes in. It's a gene activator, so it's a signaling pathway. It switches on your pathways, your systems. Then the other nourishment that you take will be properly used. Is it easy to understand now?
Now let's not keep you waiting. We are now officially opening the AMA or Ask Me Anything portion.
So she has to take maybe just the capsule or the powder just to regulate blood sugar. And then undergo the surgery, and after the surgery, to aid in wound healing also and for recovery, she can continue the capsule.
I can safely say this, all LJ products are great. But if you have acute illnesses like cancer, then we are a world of a difference. Because if you want chlorella, take chlorella. Diba? If you want spirulina, take spirulina. When you take Simply Nature PPARS, you're taking our microalgae for its PPAR agonist.
We are always with you from start to healing.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jen, a board-certified pharmacist and your health advisor here in Simply Nature. We are an international distributor of food supplements made from a unique strain of microalgae called PPARS, which has been tried, tested, and certified to support not only cancer treatment, but also general health and metabolic syndromes like hypertension, diabetes, and high cholesterol. Last week, Thursday, we discussed how to elevate your chances of survival from colon cancer. Moving forward, tonight is entitled The Many Phases of Breast Cancer. And as you may know, breast cancer is not just a single disease, but rather a collection of different types and stages. Recognizing its many phases is key to offering effective and personalized treatment strategies. Now, without further ado, let me call on our seasoned international speaker on a wide range of topics from personal success to healthcare, who is also the founding director of Simply Nature International, our PPARS expert from Singapore. You all know him. It's Mr. Shyan Lim.
Hi, Jen. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everyone. Tonight's subject is again one of our favorite subjects, which is breast cancer. Our viewers like this subject a lot. And as Jen introduced, I'm actually from Singapore. I'm a Singapinoy. No, I've come and lived here in Philippines for 15 years, right? And the good news is, just a little bit of chismis, Jen, myself, and Sheila, we are all, and Junie, who's always the one behind doing the background of this podcast, live cast. We're all going to Singapore tomorrow. So yeah, that's just something on the side. We're going there. But anyway, tonight's topic is breast cancer. What is triple positive and what is triple negative? I think it's very interesting to know, especially for those of us who have breast cancer. Even if you don't have these two variants, it's good to know what are the other variants out there, just so that you know your own condition well too. So I'll hand the time back to Jen, who will introduce our speaker, Dr. Jansen, and I'll see you all in the Ask Me Anything segment immediately following the discussion.
Yes, thank you, Sir Sean. I'm very excited. Next is an honor to present our second esteemed speaker, Dr. Jansen Kalalan, a distinguished graduate of St. Luke's College of Medicine, a diplomat of not only the Philippine College of Lifestyle Medicine, but also the International Board of Lifestyle Medicine. Currently serving as a consultant at renowned institutions including Alta Integrative Medicine and Wellness Complex, Tree of Life Wellness Center, Centro Holistico, and Simply Healed Medical Group. Dr. Kalalan specializes in the treatment of cancer and metabolic illnesses. Let's all watch this.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Simply Healed. We're so glad to have you back with us, the longest running series on cancer here on Facebook Live.
Yes.
And I'm so happy to have with us Dr. Jansen again.
Hello, Sean. Hello, everyone. Glad to be here again. And welcome to another episode of Simply Healed. So tonight we're going to be talking about breast cancer.
Wow, that's one of the most common cancers and the most common questions that women ask.
Yes. Of course, we all know that once you get cancer, it's almost always a death sentence. But for breast cancer, it's not. Okay, it's not. Especially if you get breast cancer very early. So it's really very important to, of course, catch it very early, but more importantly, prevent it. Okay, so we're going to be talking about effective natural solutions. So this is not about chemotherapy or the other treatment modalities. We're going to be talking all about prevention naturally.
Today, Dr. Jansen is going to really share with you some natural things. And
Yeah.
this works together with conventional therapy as well.
Yes.
These are things that just work, right? If you were to follow them, it will just help your fight against breast cancer.
And we're going to be evidence-based here, everyone. So by evidence-based, we'll be talking about studies, okay, research studies. So please bear with me as I explain these studies to you in a short while, okay? Okay, so the first study that we're going to be discussing is the Black Women's Health Study. So the Black Women's Health Study investigated 50,000 African American women.
50,000.
50,000.
That's a huge study.
Yeah, it's a population
Wow,
study.
that's a huge study. That's very evidence-based, everyone.
Yeah. So during the span of the study, which they did for 12 years.
Oh my goodness, how do you...
It's a decade.
Wow, they really followed up with the
Yes,
patients.
yes.
50,000 patients for 12
For
years.
12 years, yes.
This is something that we should really look into the results,
so
right?
you can just imagine the scale of this study, and then and the results that we can get from this type of study is going to be really reliable.
Very reliable.
Yeah.
Very
Okay?
reliable.
Because of the sheer number of people, because of the sheer number of sample size. Okay, so during that time, some 450 patients developed new estrogen receptor negative cancer. So when we talk about estrogen receptor negative, that is one of the most virulent cancers
for breast cancer.
For breast cancer. Now, they took a look at their diet, the different diets of this 50,000, and they found out that women who ate at least 2 servings of vegetables per day reduced their risk of breast cancer by 43% compared to those who ate half a serve per day. So
Wow.
what is one serving?
Yeah, I was about to ask, what is one serving?
One serving is just a cup.
A cup.
But the main point of this study is that for you to prevent breast cancer, you should be eating more fruits and vegetables. Okay, more. Okay,
So it's very safe
Yeah.
if you eat more vegetables than meat.
yes.
Then you for sure know that
Yeah.
you have eaten your 2 servings
Yes.
of vegetables.
Okay. But when you go for a consult, I prescribe more. It's not just
Even
2
more.
servings. It's going to be more.
It's gonna be
Okay?
all vegetables.
It's going to be all vegetables. So if you go for a consult, just so you can have an idea, okay? The number of servings of fruits and vegetables, different plant foods that you're going to be eating throughout the day is going to be at least 9 servings.
At least 9 servings.
At least 9 servings. But I arrange on how you can follow it practically. Now, next, we will be discussing about the Women's Healthy Eating and Living Trial, or the WELL trial. Okay? So in this trial, we just show that what is more important, eating a plant-based diet, exercise, or no exercise at all in preventing cancer. And this have shown that although eating more plant foods is very important, but exercise or physical activity is also equally important. And if you do both, the benefit is going to be enormous. Okay, so as you can see here in this slide, those who do exercise, who have enough physical activity, those who eat a plant-based diet have less than 5% likelihood of dying from breast cancer. Okay, so these patients are already diagnosed with breast cancer. Okay, now if you don't exercise, then it's about 10% likelihood of dying from breast cancer. And if you do exercise but your diet is not really that good, it's about equal. But if you don't eat enough fruits and vegetables, if you're physically inactive, that would increase to about 11%.
So it really seems that the solution is you have to have both.
Yes.
Eat good foods and vegetables and exercise.
And move. Okay, so eat good food and move. Okay, so very important. Now, women who had been treated for cancer and then followed a healthy diet and exercise had the best outcomes. The risk of dying from cancer was cut in half. Okay?
Wow. And Doc, if we combine that with today's protocols like chemotherapy plus PPAR protocols, you already have a 90% chance of...
the benefit will be more.
So it will almost be 100% sure that you will not die from breast cancer.
Yes. Well, of course, we're talking about breast cancer here, no? So it really depends on the staging when you were first diagnosed.
Yeah.
So for more advanced breast cancer cases, of course, we want for us to achieve complete remission, but the probability of achieving so is really very low. So that's why it's very important to get treated as early as possible. Okay, and of course, you have to be able to prevent it from happening. So that's the more important.
So any of you who need a refresher on how often you should go for a mammogram and things like that, stay tuned for our AMA segment after this, which I'm sure some of you will be asking, how often,
how
Doc,
often, yes.
should we get a mammogram? But
Okay.
let's continue with the actual
So
topic.
let's
today.
continue. So how did this happen? No, do we really have an evidence that the breast cancer was really by doing these exercises, this plant-based cooking, these plant-based diet? No, how were they able to
confirm?
Yeah, to confirm that the breast cancer cells are actually dying and the spread is actually stopping. Okay, so this study actually showed that those women who go on a plant-based diet and who exercise actually lost weight. And together with their weight loss, the researchers also looked at the rate of growth of the breast cancer. So before they went into this regimen, okay, so this regimen was only for 2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks of eating healthy and exercising. Huh?
Oh, just
okay?
2 weeks.
This is just 2 weeks, so you can just see how effective this is. So before the diet, breast cancer cells, 3 types of breast cancer cell lines, all are growing 100%, as you can see on the red bars. Okay?
So the bottom is the different types of breast cancer.
Yeah.
All right.
The x-axis, different types of breast cancers, and then the y-axis is the rate of growth. Okay, of each.
So
breast
all is
cancer
100%.
cell line. All 100% before the trial. And after the trial, after 12 days,
12 days, just 12 days.
All the patients, cancer cells slowed the growth.
Oh, that's fantastic, because what we all want in the treatment of cancer is to buy more time.
Yes.
More time for everything to work.
Yeah.
So when you can slow down the growth of the tumor, you bought more time. More time for you to take your PPARS, to go for your chemos if you need to, and that's just a lifesaver. So 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
That's so fast.
They were able to slow the growth of breast cancer.
Wow.
So from this, okay, so the image on your left is the breast cancer cells dropped on the petri dish. Okay, then they got the blood of the participants and then dripped it on the petri dish, and on your right is the after effect.
Wait,
okay?
so the blood of the participants actually was hostile, and it caused the breast cancer cells
to dissolve.
To dissolve. Oh my goodness!
That is in just 2 weeks. Okay, you can just imagine they were able to stop the growth of breast cancer cells. And another one, okay, were they just be able to slow down the growth? Actually, no. They were able to actually see the breast cancer cells die. Okay, it's not just slowing the growth, but actually killing them. Okay, so in this graph, so again, the x-axis are the different breast cancer cell lines, and the y-axis is the apoptosis or the cell death.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you here, Doc. I'm just going to flash up on the screen. Everybody, let's learn this word, because if you are joining us every week on the topic of cancer, you've got to know what apoptosis is, right?
Okay.
So apoptosis is the natural cell death.
Yes,
and
it's just cell death. Okay,
Alright.
so it's just the medical term for cells dying.
Cells
okay,
dying.
so apoptosis. All right. So before the trial, 100% of the breast cancer cells are there, but after the trial, the green bars, you can see breast cancer cell death increased.
Wow, increased by 25% for the first
25%,
one.
which is really
Increased
huge.
by almost 30%, 25%. Oh, that's just great.
Yeah.
Imagine slowing the growth and then
killing
dying it themselves too. Wow.
Okay. So as evidence, this is what we call as tunnel imaging. Okay. So this imaging actually shows DNA fragments. So it's a measure of cell death. Okay. So the image on your left, the black image is we don't see any
No casualties.
Yeah, no casualties. You do not see any DNA fragments. On your right, it lights up like a Christmas tree.
So
right?
these are like the broken parts of your
Those
cancer
are the broken
cells.
parts of your cancer cells.
Wow, that's just great
So you
news.
can
You want to
just
see your
imagine.
cancer cells broken up. That's what we want, right?
So yeah, of course, we really have a lot of evidences that breast cancer cells can actually die. We can actually slow down the growth.
Yes.
But of course, we cannot just rely on these natural solutions alone. Of course, it's cancer that we're dealing with. So if you develop cancer, it's almost always a death sentence now, okay?
Or you guys, number one, just go for a consult with Dr. Jansen. Now you know, right, that a simple consult just on your dietary plan is going to have a real impact on your cancer, fight for cancer.
So food really has a big impact on whether your cancer progresses, whether or not you're able to prevent it from happening. Okay, so it's really very important. Okay.
But Doc, you were right. You were about to say, but you know, what happens if the cancer is more serious? If it has already gone to a more advanced stage.
Yes, then we have to use all the modalities that are available to us. Okay,
so that would mean chemo?
Yeah, that would mean your chemo, radiation therapy, hormone therapy, immunotherapy, surgery even, no? So it's really very important that we use all of these modalities to fight cancer. Of course, we have to still look at our case, no? We should be able to fulfill we should be able to fulfill the criteria of these treatment modalities, because not all treatment modalities such as this will be applicable to you, especially if you have specific kinds of breast cancer or specific types of breast cancer. Okay, but nevertheless, if you are undergoing radiation therapy, chemotherapy, which is still the more common treatment modalities for breast cancer, it would be the side effects that is the number one cause
everybody
for
is
concern.
afraid of the
everyone
side
is
effects.
afraid, and more often than not, people actually don't.
They actually stop because of the side effects.
Actually, the statistics, the number of the percentage or the proportion of cancer patients who drop out from chemotherapy, radiation therapy is actually 30%. So out of 100 of cancer patients who undergo chemotherapy, radiation therapy, about 30 of them drop out
just from side effects.
Because of the side effects, so they are not able to finish. So we have.
And for these 30 patients, it might the chemo might be working for them.
Yeah, it might be working, but
they couldn't
they cannot take the side effects, so they stop. Or the oncos see that we cannot continue with chemotherapy anymore because your blood cell counts are already too low. So here's a solution for that. Okay, why is the blood cell count so low? It's because chemotherapy, radiation therapy almost always destroys the bone marrow, and it's the bone marrow where the blood cells are formed. Okay, so if the bone marrow is poisoned, it's destroyed, then blood cell counts will naturally go down. You'll be prone to infection, be prone to anemia. You can be prone to bleeding. Okay, so all these side effects. So there's actually a way or a product that I usually prescribe to prevent bone marrow toxicity, which is actually Simply Nature PPARS. Okay, so here's the evidence behind it. Okay.
Wow, look at the picture. You know, the top one, because this was the research that we did, you know, at Simply Nature. So we actually tested our Simply Nature extracts with cisplatin. It is one of the chemo drugs being used for breast cancer. And what happens, you can see on the top row is a healthy bone marrow. What you see on the second row is what happens when your bone marrow comes into contact with your chemotherapy drug. You see how it breaks up, how it's being damaged and destroyed. And the last row you see, which looks almost the same as the top row, which is a healthy bone marrow, is when we expose chemotherapy drugs together with the Simply Nature PPAR extract. And you can see it has protected the bone marrow, which means, like you said, Doc, your red blood cell, white blood cell counts are all going to remain high. You're going to be healthy for the rest of your immunotherapy, your chemotherapy. All this is very important. Okay? So I think I see the questions coming in.
Questions are already pouring in, so I think we can go now to the Ask Me Anything segment. So
again, thank you very much for joining us on this episode. Let's go to the questions.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground tonight, so now I'd like to open the floor for questions. Kahit Tagalog, okay lang po. Please type your questions now in the comment section while I'll call on our experts, Mr. Shyan Lim and Dr. Jansen and Mr.
Everybody is bunking today. Sheila, Beth in the office. Because they are flying to Singapore at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. But back to the program tonight. We're very excited to answer our questions. So let's begin.
Yes, first question coming from Facebook from Miss Celia Bougainvillea. Okay, after doing the breast cancer operation, can the cancer come again?
Depends on the stage. Depends on the stage. Now, there's always a chance breast cancer coming back after surgery. Okay, this is always something that both, of course, the patients and oncologists and even integrative medicine practitioners are concerned about. Okay, so for early stage breast cancer, if you do a surgery, the chances of the breast cancer coming back is actually very, very small. Okay, compared to a tumor that is already huge, no? Say for example, stage 2 or 3, no? Breast cancer and undergoing surgery, then the chances of recurrence is gonna be quite high. Another thing that is of concern is the size of the tumor. The bigger the size of the tumor, the higher the chance that it's gonna come back even after surgery. So, aside from surgery, we need to do additional treatments to lower that risk of recurrence or to eliminate it altogether. So, in conventional cancer treatments, you will have your radiation therapy. Okay, that is usually used for early stage breast cancer that has been resected already. Okay, for higher stages, you will have your chemotherapy. Okay, that the main goal of chemotherapy is to eradicate the circulating cancers. The microscopic cancer cells that have been, thrown off, no, after the surgery. That's for conventional. For integrative medicine, we look also into the overall health of the patient, the metabolic profile of the patient. Because if the so imagine this, no, you have a plant, okay, the plant that has grown, and you have its soil. So if the soil is still ripe to grow cancer, then most certainly you're gonna have recurrence. It might not be the recurrence from the primary tumor that was removed, but you can have recurrence of cancer elsewhere. Okay, so in this sense, we also have to treat the overall health of the patient. Does the patient obese? Does the patient have diabetes? Very high amounts of inflammation. So these things. Okay. We can also use other integrative medicine treatments in substitute for chemotherapy or radiation therapy. One example would be high dose vitamin C. Okay. Ozone therapy is also another one. B17 actually is also another one. So these treatments are oxidative treatments. So meaning they generate free radicals to kill the cancer cells. So very much similar in concept with radiation therapy and chemo. Okay. It's just that it's unconventional. Okay. So these things need to be done to lower the chances of recurrence. Okay.
I would like to add that I've met many cancer patients who actually finished chemotherapy, did surgery, and then it's been 6 months, and then suddenly the recurrence happens, and then they look at me. These are patients who go through chemotherapy, right? So they look at me and maybe they doubt. They say maybe they made the wrong choice. Maybe they shouldn't have gone for chemotherapy. So they ask me, what did they do wrong? My answer to them is that they didn't do anything wrong. Obviously, the chemotherapy worked, or else they wouldn't be, cleared, right? The cancer markers wouldn't have normalized. However, I shared with them, they did not do enough. And that's what Dr. Jansen is talking about, right? So it's not just about taking your chemotherapy and then after that, once you're clear, you're clear. It's more than that. It's about getting your immune system back. For those of you who do not know, when you undergo chemotherapy, if you just search your chemotherapy drugs, right? Go online and Google it, and then it will have all the profile, and then it will say all the other effects and concerns. So one of the primary concerns of chemotherapy, radiation therapy, is that it damages, more for chemotherapy, that it damages the bone marrow cells. And that is why when you go for chemotherapy, your red blood cell count, your white blood cell count comes down. So you need to bring that back up, as Dr. Jansen said, right? Even if you do surgery, right, there are circulating cancer cells, and you want those cells to be destroyed. Now, if you didn't do chemotherapy, you just did surgery, then all the more your immune system has to be primed. And here, I think PPARS really comes into great effect, because one of PPARS, our PPAR protocol's effect is the dendritic cell activity. So this is natural immunotherapy. Most immunotherapy helps your cells, your immune system identify the cancer cells. So that's what you want to do. So if you just gone for surgery and decided not to go for chemotherapy, then all the more you need the PPAR protocols, because it's like natural immunotherapy. Alright, and that's what you need. Okay? So it's not about doing anything wrong, it's about doing more. Alright, so there you do it now. So Dr. Jansen also gave the other options, including intravenous vitamin C and ozone therapy. All these aim to boost and improve your body's immune system, and also to manage the other comorbidities. So if you have diabetes, blood cholesterol, you've got to bring that under management so that it will make the recurrence factors smaller, right? So that it won't come back. So, but a really good question and a great answer and sharing from Dr. Jansen.
Yeah, so before we go to our second question, first I would like to greet our new viewers, Remy Joy Rojas and Elena Antonio. Okay, moving on. From Facebook again, from Mice Bustamante. Good evening po, Doc. Do hypoechoic breath masks disappear?
Okay, so let's understand what a hypoechoic breast mask. What is it first? No? So this is a result that came from an ultrasound procedure. So with a hypoechoic description, this means that the structure inside the structure is a fluid. Okay, so these are cysts usually, no? So this is a breast cyst. Now, breast cysts disappear? Yes, they can. I have seen actually breast cysts disappearing after detoxing, just after detoxing. Okay, and the detox that the person used was just changing the diet. Okay, so imagine if you do something more powerful, more active, no? More frequent, more structured detox programs. No? So also, PPARS can actually help treat hypoechoic breast cysts. It can help make them disappear because of the detoxing effects of PPARS. Now, although of course, no, there are also other hypoechoic breast masses that does not disappear. Okay, we don't know why, no, but of course, size is also something that is important, a very important factor. The bigger it is, of course, it will not just disappear overnight. Okay, sometimes breast cysts that are painful, they have to be removed. Okay, so to answer the question again, though, do hypoechoic breast masks disappear? Yes, but not all the time. Okay, this is case to case. But if you have one, the best way or the first thing that you can do immediately, is to detox, basically. Yeah, change the way you eat, change the food that you're eating, drink teas. If you want to go to a center, some procedures that you can do there would be coffee enemas. You can take serapeptase, enzymes. You can take microalgae like simplynature PPARS, because microalgae small heavy metals, very effectively. Another one would be probiotics. Yeah. Okay, so these are some things that you can do to detox fast. Okay. Yeah.
Wow, that's very good news. Okay, before we go question, I would like to greet our avid viewers naman from Miss Edna Aveo, Helen Camonine from Baguio, Joy Cabrera, and Noini Veras from Marikina. Okay, our next question is actually from Miss Noini. I'm stage 4 breast cancer, HER2 positive, no surgery done, but finished chemo and immunotherapy of trastuzumab, 36 sessions, okay? Consumed 18 PPARS powder during treatment, and I'm scheduled to have PET scan this September. So, do I still need to continue PPARS? Thank you po.
Yes, yes, you are stage 4. You have to be on it for the rest of your life, to be honest, no? Okay, let me tell you the reason why. Remember the concept that I told you a while ago that we can actually cultivate the soil so cancer grow. Okay, so imagine your body to be the soil. Okay, we have to nurture your body so that cancer does not grow. Okay, so that cancer does not come back. One thing that we can make sure that our body is healthy, our microalgae, PPARS. Actually, PPARS is just one, but it's something that you have to be on. To be honest, it's something that you have to be on almost the rest of your life. Okay? The only thing that will help make us decide to stop taking these supplements, like Simply Nature PPARS, is circulating tumor cells or circulating tumor DNA. The amount of cancer cells or the number of cancer cells that's circulating around your body, if it's low, if it's already quite low or insignificant, then you can stop taking PPARS. Okay, but yeah, that's another test for the future. No? Actually, if your PET CT scan comes out negative, you are technically on revision. The next test that you have to undergo is circulating tumor DNA. It's or CTCs, circulating tumor cells. Okay, because circulating tumor cells will not appear on any scans. Yeah, it will not appear on any scans. Okay?
I want to interrupt. I want to interrupt you, Doc, because you gave what you just said is actually the answer to what many viewers ask again and again. How do I stop recurrence, right? So here, Dr. Jansen is sharing a very important concept. I'll go concept first. Number one, keep your body immune system up. Keep all the functions of your body at its peak, right? And number two, have a diagnostic to know that you are clear, right? That you are clear. So the first one, PPARS is, Dr. Jansen said to the viewer that you might be on PPARS for a long time, the rest of your life possibly. Now, please don't freak out or don't worry. It's not like dialysis, all right? Okay, it's not like dialysis. If you have kidney failure, you're on dialysis all your life. But for PPARS, even I'm on PPARS all of my life. I'm not a cancer patient. I never had cancer. It's just that I don't want to have cancer, right? Just for your information, I am turning 50 years old in a month's time, and I'm taking PPARS for anti-aging. Okay, so when you take the PPARS powder right now, you are actually taking it because you're fighting cancer. Once you're in remission, when you take PPARS, is to prevent the cancer from coming back, but it's also to keep you anti-aging, all right? So you look young, your blood cholesterol, your skin will glow, and things, all of the other benefits, high energy level, keep you aging well, right? Okay, so that's all the other benefits. Now, the important thing that Dr. Jansen said is this. In the past, Doc, you seldom mentioned this, but I guess now, with all the testings that are available, this is something that is a good protocol for every cancer survivor, right? To do the circulating cancer cell count, right? As Dr. Jansen said, this is something that does not show up in imaging scans and remember, the other tests don't test for cancer cells. They test for increased levels of like creatinine and things like that, your PSA scores. But there are other reasons why your PSA scores could be high. But this particular test is actually testing for small, minute amounts of cancer cells in your body and to count, so gauge a level for that. So if that level is low or negligible, that means you are really, really in the clear. Okay, so now at least tonight we really learned something new. This is a protocol that you should take after you've been declared cancer free, and it should be something Doc, what would you suggest? An annual, let's say a person crosses the 5-year mark. How often would you want to do this test again, or do you not need to do it anymore?
Say for example, patient crossed 5-year mark already. Routine scan show no signs of cancer, so you're technically on remission.
Yeah.
I'd probably request for circulating tumor DNA CTCs, once a year. But I will not.
The cost
I would
is the
even
cost
go one.
prohibitive. How much is it now? I mean, is it very expensive?
It depends on the lab where you will. Yeah, it depends on the lab. But so far, with my connections, RGCC charges around 90,000 peso for this.
Okay.
There's another company that I have worked with, which is Jhen Solutions. Jhen Solutions costs around 20 to 30,000 pesos.
Okay, 20 to 30,000. I think that's something, even if you can't do annually, you can do every 1.5 years or every 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just something to do so that you can catch. Because if you can catch it on the other scans, like the imaging scans, that means the cancer is already back, right? So what you want to do is catch it on the circulating tumor scan, and it hasn't shown up on the imaging scans yet. That means you are catching it like pre-cancer, so you can do something about it and don't let a recurrence happen. So I think this is a really good sidetrack that we're talking about. So thank you for bringing that up, Doc. Very, very, very good. I think that's something new that you brought up in our program. You hadn't.
RGCC.
Yeah.
All right. Another question from Facebook from Miss Christine Banog. If the cyst has vascularity, does it mean cancerous?
No. Okay. Be careful of okay, sometimes it's very tempting to read the laboratory results and just Google away, right? You have to be careful on when you are interpreting these terms, okay? Cysts that has vascularity can mean a lot of things, no? One is, of course, it being cancerous, okay? Because cancers create its own blood supply. Okay, so if a cyst forms blood vessels, vascularity, no, then it is a sign of malignancy. Remember, what I said, okay, listen, it is a sign of malignancy. It is not a confirmed cancer. Because there's another entity, which is an angioma, okay, hemangioma, wherein you have a mass that is fluid inside, but it has blood vessels. Why? Because it is a cyst that is filled with blood. Where did the blood come from? Of course, it has a blood supply. Okay, so a hemangioma can also form. It can also manifest as such. A hemangioma is not cancer. It's something benign. All right. So be careful when interpreting these terms. Always go and follow up with your doctor. Okay, or else you will have sleepless nights.
Okay. So I know. Okay, to all our viewers, right? When we do a Ask Me Anything segment like that, we want you to take advantage of it because number one, it's free, all right? But I want to caution every viewer and remind every viewer, right, that when we answer questions, we are not taking you on as a doctor-patient relationship. We are answering these questions in general, all right? Like as if it is an example. If this example happens in a medical textbook, this is what we will do. Okay, so it's fine that you ask your specific conditions, but Dr. Jansen and I are not giving you a specific medical answer to your question. We are saying that in a textbook situation like yours, then what would happen? So why am I saying this again? Because to prevent sleepless nights, okay? Don't just get a free answer. All right, go for a proper consult. But at least now you know what to ask when you're at a consult, and now you know the value of wanting the consult, right? So again, if you want to avoid what's that called? If it's just simple questions like this, I would just encourage everyone, just type in and ask for a online consult with Dr. Jansen, right? And our HCS can either direct you to where Dr. Jansen's actual clinic is if you are in Metro Manila area, or arrange an online consult with him, okay? So remember, you're asking very good questions, but I want everyone, when you ask a question like this, it's cancer, it's your fear of cancer, do get a proper consultation where there's interaction, right? Where Dr. Johnson can ask you a question and you can answer immediately, and he can also see your face while you're answering it, which is actually very important. When a doctor diagnoses you, it's not just your records, all right? He actually looks at you and also sees takes other signs and symptoms as well. Okay, so that's important. All right.
Yes, so for those of you who wish to have a consult with Doc Jansen Galalan, the link to schedule an appointment is in the description box and comment section below. Our pretty healthcare specialists, Miss Beth and Miss Irish, will reach out to you shortly. Okay, next question from Facebook, from Miss Janet Tadeo Odon.
Hello? Jen is frozen, but I can read the question. So you are taking
sleepless night. She cannot sleep. Yeah, so what can you recommend to take? And I'm already taking PPARS and the tablets.
Okay, very good question. This is a very common experience that cancer patients have. This is regardless of cancer patients undergoing chemo or some other treatment. Just being with cancer, you can really have sleepless nights. Okay. Later on, I'm going to explain why. Okay. So one thing that you can immediately take is melatonin. Why? Okay. So I think you have experience. I'm sure you have tried a lot of things to help your sleep, and you probably have tried melatonin. It's just that the dose that you're taking might be wrong. Okay. So what we do here is for you to take melatonin, start at 3 milligrams first, then slowly increase the dose until you are able to sleep. Okay? Until how high should you be taking melatonin? Okay? So for all of you, since melatonin is just over the counter, you do not need to see me to buy melatonin. Okay? You can decide for yourself. You can take until 10 milligrams. No problem. Okay? You can buy from Healthy Options immediately. Yeah, they have 10 milligram preparations. So if 10 milligrams is still not working, then that's the time that you go and see an integrative medicine doctor or a sleep specialist at that. No? So usually what we do is to increase the dose of melatonin beyond 10 milligrams until you're able to sleep. Okay? So, do we need to monitor anything in your blood to know toxicities? Not much really, but for me, just for safety, I'd probably monitor your liver function. Okay? Why? Is melatonin toxic to the liver? No. It's because sometimes pharmaceutical companies or nutraceutical companies, when they manufacture melatonin, they bind it with binders. Okay, and the binders, too high amounts of those sometimes can be damaging to the liver. No, so I just want to take a look at that. No, so if I do see this happening, taking for example, you're taking 20 milligrams, 40 milligrams of melatonin already, and then I begin to see your SGPT going up, then you would have to take compounded melatonin already. Compounded. Okay, freshly made, custom made for you. Okay, so this is the reason why you have to go see your doctor already, so that your doctor can write you a prescription so you can buy from a compounding pharmacy. Okay, so why do you experience difficulty sleeping? No, say for example, let's remove the anxiety of it. Okay, of having cancer. sleepless nights, of worry of having cancer. Why? It's because melatonin is also an antioxidant. Melatonin is naturally secreted by your brain to help make you fall asleep. Now, if your body since you have cancer, you are on chemo, your inflammation inside your body is gonna be sky high. So, with little amounts of antioxidants that your body secretes, those are gonna be used up immediately to counteract the inflammation. So, this is the reason why you have difficulty sleeping or difficulty falling asleep, because the melatonin is not being used for sleep. It's being used as an antioxidant to counteract the inflammation. So,
Oh,
this is just a matter of dose. So, you just have to increase the dose of melatonin so you can sleep.
oh, that's interesting. Okay, so this no, I'm just asking, just for interest sake. So does this mean that because when we are stressed, right, we cause inflammation in our body? Is that one of the contributing factors why when we're stressed, we find it harder to sleep? Because with greater inflammation in our body, our melatonin is being used to balance that.
Yep, that's a very sound theory as well, which is actually a very good point. It can happen, yes, but of course during
Possible.
stress, no, yeah, yeah, it happens, yes, no, but of course with stress alone, the difficulty of falling asleep might be because of mental anxiety
That's good
already.
too.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
why you're
both
thinking a
like
lot of
mental
things.
and physical all put it together.
Yeah,
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 but that just goes to show us how our body physically, mentally, and
yeah.
chemically are constant interaction to the point that they all play a part, just percentage. That's all, right? Yeah. Okay, but very interesting. I learned something new today. Oh. That's why it's my turn to ask you a good question, not just the viewer. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Jen?
Okay, speaking of liver toxicity, another question thrown to us privately is, what is my assurance that PPARS cannot damage my liver?
Okay, I'll answer this one. All right.
Okay.
Okay, number one. Well, very, very good. Now, if you take synthetic PPARs, there are drug-based PPARs, and one of the companies, like if I remember correctly, is GSK. Their PPAR-based drugs was actually not approved for distribution because it actually damaged the kidney. Okay. Please, it's one of the big drug companies. I forgot which one because it's actually the drug developed by Dr. Zhao Yusen, and Dr. Zhao Yusen was later, I guess, hired by the Taiwan. I wanted to say poached. Okay, he was hired away from the pharmaceutical company back to Taiwan government to do policy on diabetes drugs. All right, but anyway, what's the assurance? The assurance is number one. Our extracts, our tablets have been eaten for more than 20 years. This was before we use it for cancer. Okay, so our products are food grade. Okay, this is very important. It's food grade. What is the difference between food grade and herbal and drugs? Okay, drugs and herbal are very easy to differentiate. Okay, drugs are synthetic compounds. Okay, herbals are natural compounds. Okay, now the difference between herbal and food is it's clear, but there can be some gray. Basically, foods are something that we humans have eaten over a long period of time, and it is part of our diet. Okay, herbals are only eaten for medicinal purposes. That means you eat it when you're sick. When you're not sick, you don't eat it because it also has toxicity. So you mentioned just now safe for your liver. So you are worried about toxicity build up, right? So we've actually done what we call a LD50 test. It's a lethal dosage 50 times test. That assures no long-term toxicity build up. Okay. Now let's talk about the liver specifically. Our product is actually a liver aid. Okay. In my younger days, when I did drink, if you drink a whole bottle of Tanduai, if you take liquid extract, I guarantee you next morning no hangover. All right. Why? Because the nucleic acids in our PPAR extracts will flood your liver, and it will actually help your liver metabolize the alcohol. So Simply Nature PPARS, especially the extracts, are incredible, very, very effective liver aids. So it actually lessens the how shall we say, the load on your liver. It helps the liver in its chemical function. Your liver is like the chemical factory of your body, all right? So that, yeah, all that put together, first is natural, all right? And not only natural, because natural, you have food and herb. Ours is food grade, which means it does not build up in your body. Even if there's any slight buildup, it will be naturally displaced by your body. Just like if you eat too much carrots, you turn orange, right? All you need to do is stop eating the carrots and your orange hue will go away, okay? Next, we actually did all the LD50 tests. And last but not least, our product's actually good for the liver. So yes, let me give you an example. There was a lady who many years ago, this was going to be about 20 over years ago when I first started with PPAR tablets. She actually told me, I have a liver index of 400, she said. That's very high, right, doc? A liver index of 400. Yeah, you know what she want? You know what she want us? She said, are you sure your product is safe? Do you know that if I eat paracetamol, I could die? Because she said her liver index is 400. Even paracetamol was dangerous for her. Well, here's the good news. After 1 month, her liver index dropped to under 100 from 400. And she was taking the PPAR tablets, okay? So I think I've answered your question very directly. Yes, it is safe. That's the assurance. You take a look at the mechanism and what it actually is, then you will understand. And I hope that I've made it clear. All right. I hope that I've made it clear.
Yes, and if you need more, you can watch our success stories on YouTube. We have the youngest patient, baby Jhen, with liver
That's
cancer.
a good point. That's a good point.
Yes. And there's also another success story about fatty liver disease with only PPARS tablets. Yun. Okay, next question from Christine Banog. What is gene amplification? Does it determine if there's a need for chemo?
Wow.
That's
You're
new.
very smart questions, huh?
Wow. Okay, I have to take a look at this one.
Okay.
Go, doc.
Gene amplification is a procedure. Okay. All right. When we are testing DNA, say for example, you want to know if the if the father of your son or the paternity or maternity test, no, DNA testing, PCR test, no, the one that we did for COVID, okay? The technology behind those tests is gene amplification. So gene amplification with the term, no, is just gene multiplying the amount of genes. So that's gene amplification, okay? So will this determine if there's a need for chemo? Yes, it can. If gene amplification is used to determine if you have to express the genes, no, unique to your tumor. So imagine this. No, imagine. I'll simplify it further. So each and every one of us are unique, right? Our DNA is unique. Our genetic makeup is unique. So the cancers that we form will also be unique to us. Okay? The way we classify cancers now are just very broad classifications, no? Breast cancer, colon cancer, lung cancer. Under these classifications of cancers, you have subtypes. And each subtype has its unique genetic makeup, has its unique identity, so to speak. Okay? This is why we see different responses from treatments, no? Different treatments. So say for example, chemotherapy, okay? For one patient, say for example, patient A, chemotherapy worked, tumor shrank. However, patient B who has very the same cancer, so say for example, breast cancer, triple negative breast cancer, okay? The same chemotherapy did not work. Why is it so? It's because although both are triple negative breast cancer, the genetic makeup of the breast cancers are unique. So
how do we know if the chemotherapy that we are gonna give will work for you? It's through determining the genetic makeup of the tumor. Okay? So for us to be able to determine this, no, we need gene amplification. So our machines can detect them and we can actually do some tests on the sample. Okay? So RGCC is a company, it's a Swedish, it's in Switzerland. No? What they basically do is they get a sample of your blood, a sample of the tumor, then they get the DNA, they do genetic analysis. So the genetic analysis is gene amplification. No? That's gene amplification is part of the process on how they do gene analysis. So upon analyzing the genes, they will now test different chemotherapeutic agents and will show you the result, no? Will show you the laboratory result, will show you which chemotherapy will work, which chemotherapy will not work. So when the oncologist receives this report, immediately there's no guessing. The oncologist will now immediately be able to determine to know which chemotherapy will be effective, and of course will select that specific chemotherapy agent. Okay, so I hope I made this simple for everybody to understand. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Doc. Another question, when she registered during the webinar, okay, what is easier to treat, triple negative or triple positive?
Triple positive, easier to treat, hands down. You know why? Because for triple positive breast cancer, you have estrogen, you are hormone receptor positive. So immediately hormone therapy will work. You're also HER2 positive, so Herceptin or trastuzumab therapy will work. Okay, so you actually have treatments, okay, which have better side effect profiles compared to chemotherapy only. For triple negative breast cancer, you're left with chemotherapy only for conventional treatments, no, unfortunately.
Okay. Okay, more questions from our webinar registrants. From Estella, a teacher from Cavite, with a sister who has invasive ductal carcinoma 2B. Now, her question is, what is invasive ductal carcinoma 2B?
Well, it's the medical term of breast cancer. It's one pathologic classification. So breast cancer have two major classification in terms of pathology, no? In terms of tissue classification. So you have invasive ductal and invasive lobular carcinoma. So the main difference here is ductal and lobular. Your breast, no, actually the ductal and lobular identifies where the cancer come about. So your breast is a glandular organ that whose main function is to secrete milk. It's to make milk, no? So the lobules are the apparatuses that will make milk. So when when your breast makes milk, it has to drain somewhere. The milk has to drain somewhere, no? The milk will now drain to the nipple. And what will connect the lobes to the nipple? It's the ducts. So invasive ductal carcinoma of the breast just means that you have a breast cancer that arose from the ducts of your breast. Okay? If it is lobular, then the cancer arose from the lobes of the breast. So that's it.
Okay, thank you so much, Doc. We're almost at the end of the webinar. This will be our last two questions for tonight. Okay, from Maria Luisa from Santa Maria, Bulacan, with breast nodule. Her question is, do I need to remove it?
For breast nodules, depends on the size. Depends on the size. Depends on your symptoms as well. If the size is quite big, say for example, it's more than 1 centimeter already, it's growing in size, no? Upon monitoring on mammography, then better have it removed, since it's increasing in size. That's the number one indication, no? Say for example, your breast is still normal looking, no? And the tumor is still small, okay? Another indication if it is painful. That of course, no, pain is gonna be very uncomfortable. If you're gonna be experiencing pain month in, month out, that best to just have it removed. Okay. For me, that's the indications where I will recommend removing the breast nodule. But of course, the more important one is if the breast nodule is increasing in size. Okay. If it is increasing in size, don't think twice, have it removed altogether. Okay.
Okay. Wise words. Next question from Miss Remedios from Iloilo with breast cystic mass. Okay. She says, I have undergone 2 to 10 days in-house cancer treatment at Tree of Life and finished my 3 months medication at home. And then her question is, since my breast cystic mass has not yet fully disappeared, do I need to continue the prescribed medication? I taking 1 tab of anastrozole daily up to 5 years and denosumab 6 mg per ml injection every 6 months up to 5 years too. Are these medicines enough until my breast tumor will be completely gone? Thanks and guidance.
You have to follow up. No, I have to talk to you again. Don't stop your anastrozole and denosumab. Okay, these are 2 very important medications for hormone receptor positive breast tumors. Okay, so don't stop taking them. If your onco says you have to take it for 5 years, then go for 5 years. Okay. However, I would have to take a look at your profile again so I can know what changed, what should be changed in your protocol. Is there something that we have to add more? But definitely, in the journey of any cancer patient, you have to always do detox. Okay, because the treatments that we are giving you have anti-cancer effects. Cancer cells will die, no? And with the death of cancer cells, a lot of toxins will be released into your blood. So you would have to undergo detox to clean them away. Okay? Regularly do detox. Okay? So this is something that we have to look into. No, since you had attending admission in Tree of Life actually does very wonderful detoxification programs. No, usually patients immediately feel better after that 10 days. However, the journey does not stop there. Okay, because after the 10 days, that's just a jump start, so to speak. No, you would still have to go on the monthly detox programs that you need to maintain the health of your body, especially now that you are taking a lot of these anti. So go for follow-up, schedule a follow-up. Okay.
Okay, listen to Doc Jansen. Cover more question from Miss Janet Odon. For the early stage TNBC, is there a big chance of healing?
Yeah, yes. For any tumors, early stage, high chance of healing. As long as you get it removed. As long as you get it removed. If you do not get it removed, I'm not gonna be that too sure. Okay, don't wait for the tumor to grow. Yeah.
Okay, this one, Doc. Just so that we better understand, right? When it's early stage, okay, the reason why everybody, once you move to 3rd stage cancer, which means it has spread around the region, and 4th stage where it has spread further away, surgery becomes not an option in many cases because you just can't cut so many places and it has spread. So, Doc, when you say that in the early stages, if you remove it, so it's like it's still local. That means it's still in one place. It's not it's clearly centralized, I guess. So you can remove the cancer. And then what you'll be concerned with is the circulating cancer cells, right? Any remaining cancer cells left. But if you leave that tumor there, then there's a lot of things that can happen, right? That tumor could spread to somewhere else. The tumor could grow even faster, can develop to the next stage. So I think that is the reasoning behind Dr. Jansen's statement just now, that if you have it removed, they're much more confident that your recovery rate is very high. I remember the percentages are like in the high 80s and 90s, if I'm not wrong, for breast cancer.
Yeah,
Stage.
yes. Early stage, combining all breast cancers, no? Early stage as high as 95 to 99% 5-year survivability.
Yeah, that's amazing, right? That's such a good news to end tonight on. A 95 to 99% success rate. All right. So that is really good prognosis. So please take all the available options you have. And then after that, don't forget, you know what I said earlier, many cancer patients, when recurrence happens, they ask, did they do anything wrong? The answer is no. Obviously, they didn't do anything wrong because they were successful in their first fight against cancer. The answer is that you did not do enough. So what is the enough that we're talking about? The enough is taking preventive measures and quickly, strategically, and purposefully knowing what you want to build back in your health. Because just taking multivitamins and general wellness is not a strategy at all. It's very general. Okay? For cancer patient, there are specific things you want to boost. All right, your body's ability to modulate inflammation, your body's ability to rehabilitate its immune system, the red blood cell, white blood cell count, and all of that. And of course, getting your core morbidities back in control, because they were the first reasons why you created a, how shall we say, a positive environment for cancer to develop. All right. And actually, those are my parting words. So I can pass the time to Dr. Jansen.
Yeah. Um, Actually, wonderful news, no? I just attended a conference a while ago by the Philippine Society on Orthomolecular Medicine.
Oh, you're
A lot
doing
of
that
updates.
now. Okay.
Yes. A lot
Yes.
of updates, a lot of changes that will actually happen in my practice, no? There will be a lot of things that we will do, no? This is most especially for my current patients. If you're listening, best to follow up, schedule a follow-up already. Um, yeah, lots of good news. Actually, I just want to put this out there. I had a classmate, no, one participant a while ago was a medical oncologist
Oh,
in St. Luke's.
oh wow. Okay.
Yes. Quite interesting because she has the same challenges, no, same problems, same gaps that all of us are seeing, no. Non-conventional practitioners of oncology, which is really the side effects of the conventional treatments, no, which all of you already experienced, all of you know, which is why you're here. Yeah, so I remember last week there was a participant, there was a viewer who asked about the acceptance of the conventional
Yes,
oncology,
integrative. Yeah.
yeah, on the complementary
Yes. And we said that it's positive,
yeah.
that it's moving towards greater acceptance, right?
So you see,
It's happening.
it's happening. Yeah, it's
Happening.
happening. Yeah, because yeah, they're seeing these problems, no, it's in their face already. And reason why patients don't go back to them is because yeah, they cannot finish the treatment because of it brings a very heavy toll on the body. Although let's face it, no, chemotherapy, radiation therapy really shrinks tumors fast, really fast, but it also kills your body. Okay, so now with this thing, no, actually this oncologist saw high dose vitamin C. So which is why she was curious on what on what it does, how it does, what it does, no.
Yeah.
She actually is even thinking of putting her own clinic to practice integrative oncology.
Oh, that's really
Imagine
great.
that, no. So the acceptance here is quite good. And in the future, I think a few more years to come, I think mainstream oncologists would slowly accept, slowly integrate what integrative oncologists are doing already. It's just that right now we cannot do these procedures inside hospitals because hospitals it's a corporation. Okay, it's a corporation. It's very difficult to make things happen there because a lot of people would have to sign on things, no? Right? However, and yeah, they follow clinical practice guidelines, which you cannot really go out of, no? So I remember Shan, when we in our few conversations back, no, he told me that this corporate culture is killing the practice of medicine.
Yeah, I think
Which
so.
is, yeah, which is true, no? It kills the innovative aspect of medicine. It's killing medicine as an art. Okay?
I think some of the fault is because last time hospitals used to be run by doctors.
Mhm.
Now they are run by boards.
Yes, and of course we have lawsuits. So
Yeah, and that changes a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
That changes a lot of things.
Yeah.
Doc-
So yeah, another thing that is quite promising is the use of CBD oil. So that's cannabis.
yeah.
Yeah, pain is a problem in both conventional oncology and non-conventional oncology practitioners.
Yeah.
Pain is my problem. Um,
For your
on
patients.
medical oncologists, pain is also their problem. So the one thing that is very much useful for on the practice of oncology, when it comes to managing pain is CBD, because CBD just eradicates pain.
You know, on this
Effectively.
front, I'm quite confident. I'm not confident for Singapore, but I'm quite confident for Philippines. It will be approved.
Yeah.
There are many reasons for that, which I will not discuss here. But for in a few years, it will be approved.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. But of course, we have to be responsible in its use and its
Yes,
prescription, or
correct.
else a lot of Filipinos are gonna be high.
Yeah, but I think the way to go is definitely prescription. Because Thailand tried the non-prescription CBD. Because it's actually, you can go to Thailand, Phuket. Okay, this was just for everybody, a little bit of general information, general knowledge. There was a little bit of panic in Singapore because, in Singapore, the drug laws are very serious. You will go to jail with just a little bit of cannabis in your blood, right? If you actually brought a product back that has cannabis, you could accidentally face life. The death penalty.
That's
So
sentence, yeah.
yes. So okay, the law in Singapore is even if you didn't know. Okay, so if you ate a candy bar that had cannabis in there, you didn't know, not on purpose, you're still gonna go for jail for 6 to 10 years, right? So that freaked everybody out because in Thailand they legalized over the counter to be used in drinks, so you can get a smoothie with marijuana. And that freaked out the Singaporean tourists, right? Because what if they accidentally took a marijuana-laced smoothie and then took a flight back to Singapore the next hour? They're gonna get in trouble. So that's a little bit. But so Thailand did this experiment. Now they're reversing the laws. They're no longer gonna allow it. What do we call it? Recreational use of cannabis. They're repealing the law. So obviously it creates a lot of societal problems. But I'm quite sure here in Philippines, it will be prescription. I'm quite sure that's how it will start. And that it will come. It will come. It's just a matter of time. Yeah. But in Singapore, I'm not sure if it will be approved. Maybe if they make it into like a drug form, right? Really, really tableted and so on and so forth. Yeah. But we'll see. Well, Doc, thank you for that sharing. How young was that medical oncologist?
Looking at her, I think, but probably she's in her 40s.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
probably in her 40s.
Can you give Emma a referral?
Yeah. Sure
Help me a
thing.
little. All right,
Yeah.
okay. So that we get more people on board, and then so yeah. And anyway, you are gonna be like you are the subject matter expert in the field. So everybody, every Thursday you're getting very sound advice from one of the very best in this area. So thank you very much. Yeah. Jhen.
All right, it looks like we've covered all our questions. If you have any follow-up question, don't worry. We will answer each of your questions next webinar or via direct message. We hope to see you again in our future webinars to come. Same day, same time, every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Next week is for the guys to take control with empowered choices in prostate cancer care. There we have it. And thank you once again for watching Simply Nature webinar powered by SMG or Simply Healed Medical Group. Because your curiosity about your health condition and your victory over cancer and metabolic diseases is what keeps us going. Here in Simply Nature, we are always with you from start to healing. Thank you, everyone. Stay informed, stay healthy, and God bless us all.
Hi everyone, these are the important questions. Do I need to go for chemotherapy? How many sessions of chemotherapy do I need? What about immunotherapy? What about surgery? What about CT scans? Well, join us on our Simply Healed program every Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. Singapore, Hong Kong, and Philippine time. Our sessions are interactive, featuring a live Q&A with experts and doctors who will answer your questions in real time. You can type in your questions and get immediate, personalized responses. This is your chance to take control of your health. So take advantage of this informative and supportive experience. Visit our Facebook page and message us on Messenger to find out more. See you there this Thursday.